Great. Thank you so much for joining me here at Warped Tour in
My
Camden,
pleasure.
New Jersey. How are you enjoying your afternoon so far?
I am, yeah, I am very much. Thank you. I got a bit scared earlier actually because I was like, "What's up, Camden, New Jersey?" And then I heard everyone else all day calling it Philly.
Yeah.
I was like, "What the fuck? Where the fuck am
Where
I?"
am I?
It's like on the edge, right?
Yeah,
We're right on
it
the edge.
counts.
So I didn't get it wrong.
No, you did not.
Okay. Well, I apologize if I
Yours is
offended
more
anyone.
accurate.
Yeah,
So actually, I got it right.
Yeah,
I got it
you
really
did.
right.
Yours
yeah.
is accurate.
Well, that's very uncommon. But yeah, it's been great. We've had a good day today. Every day's great, but today's been good. Sticky from the sun, of course. Show was good. Everything is good. Life is good. I'm happy to be here.
How much is Warped Tour like rock and roll boot camp?
I mean, it is exactly that. I've actually tried to be. I'm not typically that disciplined when it comes to life on the road. I'm quite easily distracted, and I like to have fun because I think if you don't, it can get quite taxing. But this is a very hard tour. It's very grueling. It's very long. There is no rest whatsoever. I mean, you never know what time you're playing each day. It's extremely hot.
Because it says I have to keep you on your toes, like a lot, because you never know. It's like
It
I
really
could be
does.
on 11 in the
It
morning
really
or
does.
4 in the
Yeah.
afternoon.
I mean, we've only played first once so far. I'll probably play first tomorrow now that I've said that.
Jinx.
But it was the one night I decided I'm just gonna, just go wild and have a big night. And then
God.
I slept through my alarms and had our tour manager, furiously shaking me awake at 10 going, "You're on in 1 hour." I was like, "Oh, fuck, all right, Christ." Trying to eat breakfast, warm up and get this stuff to the stage. But it is great. It's chaotic and it is boot camp and it is like a kind of a weird summer school thing. But everyone's in it together and you're surrounded by bands that you either grew up listening to or listen to at the moment. And that's really great to feel like you're a part of something,
Any lessons that you're going to take away?
Well, I think the thing that I'm happiest or I'm most looking forward to having as a result of Warped Tour is probably, because it's so intense, we come off the end of this tour basically in the beginning of a new album cycle. So we get to begin the album cycle with 2 months of solid playing, whereas usually it would be a case of doing 2 or 3 or 4 tours. In this instance, it's kind of, 40 something shows in a row. So we'll begin the campaign for the album real tight, really kind of road hardened, and that's a good thing. We work out the kinks now, and then hopefully by the end of the tour we'll be good to go.
Lately, so you guys road testing any new material in the set?
Yep, one song that we just put out like a lyric video for a few weeks ago that's called Bulletproof. And then actually we're playing the title track from the record, which is called Echoes. We're playing that in the set as well. So we're playing 2 songs. We're actually playing 2 from each record just to be nice and neat.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So can you take me in the recording process for the album, maybe 1 or 2 songs in particular, and tell me what the mindset was like when you were putting everything together?
We did it in a studio called the House of Loud with David Bendeth, which is in New Jersey as well. A little more towards New York, just in fact very close to New York. We were there for 5 weeks, and we'd never worked with a producer like him before. He's quite old school in some ways, and he's very kind of what's the best way to describe it? Like he's very kind of like holistic and all about the kind of
spiritual,
art of the
like,
process
okay,
and
yeah.
kind of tapping into that and what it is that you're kind of, music as a form of communication as opposed to kind of just like, oh, I'm this guy like crafting a song. He's actually like, no, what you're doing is you're communicating a message. What is the message? Do you know what it is? Focus in on it. Make sure you're giving everything of yourself you can. And it was really fun for us to operate in that way because usually creating an album, it can be actually quite like I don't want to say sterile, but it's usually we have to do it very quickly, and it's kind of a case of just getting stuff to sound as good as it can sound. And this was just really about like, don't worry about how perfect the take is. How does it feel? How, it doesn't have to be the world's best vocal take if it makes you feel something, if it elicits a response. So that was that was really great kind of all throughout the record. That
Absolutely,
process was
and that's
awesome.
why music is the universal language.
It is, right? You don't even
Yeah.
necessarily have to be able to speak the same language, and that's a pretty incredible thing. To feel something from a vocal performance or from a song itself, that's great. And he just kind of let us. He empowered us, and I think we felt bolder and braver, and that was a really great thing. There was one song that the label loved, and we weren't that sure about it, and he said, all right, well then, change it. What do you want to do about it? And me and John just sat up for 24 hours. John is a guitarist. We sat up for 24 hours and rewrote the entire thing, music, melody, lyrics, everything. And that ended up becoming a song called Mercury in Retrograde, which I think is one of the best songs that we've written.
That's amazing when that happens.
It's great. It just kind of came,
you just thought, but it wasn't gonna make it. You know?
And kind of when it's that easy, it's almost if you're not the one doing it. It's kind of you're simply channeling it. And I actually, it's kind of a bit hippie and wanky, but I quite like the idea of that. It's kind of cool. And another song that we really enjoyed doing was a song, well, Echoes, which is the title song, just because it for us was a chance to kind of step outside of our comfort zone a little. It's a little more kind of jammy, and that was real fun. That was real fun to do, and that has kind of like a really live, organic sound to it, which is not something that we've played around with too much before in the past either. The whole thing is live vocal takes and stuff like that.
Awesome.
So yeah, it was a real great learning process, and that's what recording an album should be, I think.
Absolutely. So, I mean, you guys have any touring plans for fall after Warped Tour? Like, I'm sure you guys are booked up for the rest of the year with the album promotion.
Yeah, we are. That's right. Yeah. So the album comes out on the 16th, I believe, of September. It's called Echoes. After Warped Tour is finished, we go back to England. We have some promotional stuff that we have to do around kind of just before the release of the record, some small shows and secret things and bits and pieces.
Always a secret.
Always secrets, always. And I'm so bad at keeping secrets. And then we come back over here for September. We're doing a bunch of radio festivals, things like that. We'll be doing some headliners as well as playing some shows with some bands that, yet again, we can't talk about yet. And then we go back over to UK and Europe to tour with Billy Talent in October.
Nice.
And then we'll be back here again after that in November, December. So we're going to have a busy year, but that's what you want.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to speak
My
with me.
pleasure.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.